I thought I had something for you. Didn't you? You were nervous.
I was a little bit nervous. I got to be quite honest with you. Welcome to a Pinch of Basil show. It's Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. We are indeed live. It's the best damn radio video podcast show ever. And I'm coming to you live from the Tropicana Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. You got to admit, man, isn't this just a beautiful background that I have? You can see the pillows on the back and from my bed, and then my jeans on the other side, on this side here. It's beautiful. And
I was going to tell you before we got on air that I listened to I had a friend that sent me a video about a Navy SEAL. And one of the first things he talked about was how they make their bed first thing in the morning. And I was going to say, boy, you wouldn't pass that test, buddy.
Actually, my bed is made. My bed's made, as you could tell. Look at that. And I just took one of the pillows off and to the side. So I'll let you
the corners aren't tucked. I mean, come on.
It's not done neat at all.
Really? Are we going to go this direction with me already, James?
That backdrop, the hotel backdrop, is the perfect place. The perfect backdrop
for this book
we have coming on tonight, baby.
That's right, Hooker Avenue, baby. Hooker Avenue, and this is what I refer to as the John's place. So I just it's the best damn radio video podcast show ever. I'm coming to you, like I said, from the Tropicana Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. I wanted to bring you fantastic guests who are the movers, the shakers in the world today in entertainment, authors, politicians, sports stars from all over the world. I am Basil, your wonderful and rather beautiful, gracious, and very humble host, along with the Princess Leia of our airwaves, Janice Hermson, and our Ebony Easter Chocolate Bunny of Love, my brother of love and chief engineer and co-host J.R. Quitman. And we are indeed broadcasting and streaming our show live. That's right. We can be found on Twitch at A Pinch of Basil, Facebook at Basil Fans, Twitter.com at Basil Fans, and YouTube at the Basil the Comedian, and of course through Anchor to our 8 different outlets, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just to name a few. And let's not forget Greek Beat Radio that takes us all over the world, from Australia, South Africa, Europe, North America, and Central and South America as well. And of course, as always, I love to hear from you, the greatest listeners in the world, and you can comment on what we're talking about, and we'll even answer your questions, for we love them, and we love hearing from all of you as well. You can even call in with our toll-free phone number at 844-523-2633. Again, 844-523-2633. Like I said, I really want to hear from you, my special listeners. So go to the social outlets I just mentioned, or you can even email me at info@apinchofbasil. That's BASILE. info@apinchofbasil. Follow me, join us, subscribe, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Basil Fans, BASILE FANS. Concert dates coming up. Well, right now I'm in Las Vegas at the legendary Tropicana Casino and Hotel at the Laugh Factory. Just call 702-739-2411. Hey, then Detroit, Michigan at Andiamo Showroom, April 29th. We're just about full. So you can call 586-268-3200, 586-268-3200. That's Detroit City, Motown. That's right. I'm coming straight to you at Andiamo Showroom the 29th, Friday after Easter. Hey, baby, it's wide open and full throttle. Find out more. Go to my website at basillive.com and check out all of my dates. Casinos, theaters, fundraisers, corporate events, private parties, and even comedy clubs. Email me at basil@basillive, BASILE @basillive.com. In a few minutes, our guest, Jode Millman, will be here with her new book, one of my favorite actual titles, Hooker Avenue. Will be here with us shortly. And it's so nice to actually be with my actual co-hosts. We got Avram Antonakos is watching us, David Lopez, Georgia Petrakis, and Robert Holm. Thank you so much for joining the show right now. Guys, what's going on?
Not a whole lot.
Oh, that was nice. We muted JR. That was good. Okay.
That's good, JR. I enjoyed that. Was that because you were going to rap? Is that why that happened?
He's actually stopping himself.
Nope, you're still.
You're still muted.
We can't hear you, friend.
You muted yourself.
I was coughing a while ago and muted myself and forgot to unmute myself.
Well, yeah, you know what? I got to be honest with you.
Let's see. I think engineer is in your title, right? I think that we have that in your title.
You are engineer. You are co-host. You are the director.
You are the man. And what the heck?
Man. Oh my God. Robert Holmes said if I'm still in Vegas, and I said yes. He goes, have dinner at Batistas. A hole in the wall is a Batistas. Okay. He says a hole in the wall, great little restaurant about a block off the strip behind Bally's. Robert, I am still here. So listen, it's really nice. And Janice, I got to tell you, JR, I saw Janice and in person. And we met one of our fans that was tickled not only to see me, but to see Janice. She was tickled. Oh my God, Janice is here too. It was like a big bonus.
It was kind of funny. It was cute. It was very flattering.
It was very flattering. And it was really cool. And then we had a big time meeting, as we always do. And when you're at a casino, it's always nice to meet someone at 8 o'clock in the morning after a late night.
That was not my choice. That was your choice.
Some of us,
I was like, oh.
Some of us, I had to go to Palm Sunday. Again,
it was my Easter.
Yeah, it was your Easter. It was my Palm Sunday, so it was good, man. By the way, happy Easter to all of you. JR, how was your Easter?
It was good. Good, the usual. Excuse me.
What y'all have?
Oh man, I cooked up a storm on Easter Sunday, brother.
Did you really? Good for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, some good old barbecue chicken.
Yeah,
some
baby.
potato salad.
Yeah.
Some broccoli. Yeah, some
broccoli.
Peach cobbler. I made a peach cobbler. My daughter made a banana pudding. Oh man, it was amazing.
So you like cooking? Do you like cook? You like to cook?
Love cooking.
Oh, definitely. Good for you. Good for you. And Janice, what did you do?
Oh, we had a wonderful time. The family came over. We had roast beef with carrots, potatoes, and then my daughter made some roll-ups, Rouladen if you're German, and that's with the steak and pickles in the middle. And then we also had, we had so much. I made ham. I did cook. And I invited you over, Basil, even though you were so everywhere that you didn't even hear me, I don't think.
Well, no, listen, and to be honest with you, and I would love to have been with you, but I want to thank my good friend Harry Pappas and his lovely wife Stella, who took me to Palm Sunday church. And it was at St. Anthony's Greek Orthodox Church in Reno, Nevada. And tomorrow I'm going to go to St. John's. Tonight is Holy Unction that I can't make because as soon as this show is done, then I have to get ready for the 2 shows that I have tonight here at the Laugh Factory. So I'm getting up. I got to be at 9 o'clock service tomorrow. It's the bridegroom service, and that we're doing for Easter Sunday, and getting prepared for Easter Sunday. So. And then after Saturday's second show, I'm taking off to go run to church to celebrate the Anastasy, and it's big. It's I always love Easter because it's a new awakening for me. So it's great
for everyone.
So, yeah, but it has a special meaning for me in so many ways and everything. So, but I'm glad you all had a good one. I've been eating more fish. I have never eaten more fish in my life. Just the other day I crapped a trout, and I got to be honest with you, it's a little visual. Yeah, it's a little visual. It's all right. Go ahead, rap something about that. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's not the drought. Basil's on the toilet pooping out a trout. Easy. It's light work for me. It's light work. I'm telling you, I'm an artist, man. No,
I love it.
hey, just so you know, Basil, Avram, he's telling everybody what's up. Look at that.
Yeah, he said hi. That's the only thing he said. Oh, yeah, I
Oh
can
no,
see him.
that's not all he said.
He's letting you know what's up. Janice and JR are the show.
Really? Really? Okay.
We
I see
love you,
what's-
Avram.
Really? That's nice. Okay. How do you kick someone off the show that's watching? How do you block Avram?
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. Yeah, so that was good. Did you get any good Easter candy, man? Chocolate Easter candy?
The wife, she's the best. She's the best. She hooked me up with some Reese's cups and some Kit Kats. Those are me and my sons. She didn't get some Snickers, but it's all good. But yeah, it's some Reese's cups and Kit Kats.
Nice.
Hey, Tessie has joined us, Basil.
Hey, Tessie, how you doing, baby? Yeah, she said, hey, Basil. Nothing about you guys.
She said, hey, Janice.
Oh, really, Tessie? Really? Et tu, Brute? Okay, nice. All right, good.
I'm telling you, my two fans.
Yeah, Avram and Tessie. Yeah, good luck getting back on the show, Tessie. That's all I'm going to tell you. Good luck with that. Let's see what's in Yaya's purse now. What's in Yaya's purse?
That's great.
Oh, yeah, Avram's trying to make nice now. He goes, I love you, Basil. No, it's too late now. We done. I'm done with you. You're dead to me, Avram. You're dead to me. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And Paul Bond is going to tell your little jokes. People will leave. Oh, don't worry, Paul. We've all seen your act, and trust me. I love Paulie. Paulie, how you doing, brother? I saw that you called me today. I'll reach back to you tomorrow. And you know what, man? It's been great playing Vegas. It's always nice, and it's really cool because I got like other comedians have come and seen the show, and then have people from other actual clubs and venues that want to see me. So we got some people from different, who are the bookers and stuff like that who've come to see me for their casinos. It's pretty cool. So it's really, yeah, to say the least. And I'm working with two guys, really two nice guys, Steve Marshall, who's featuring for me. And of course, Paul, Paul, you saw last week, Janice is the host and MC.
Nice.
Paul Farbra, and he's doing a great job as well. So I'm excited about that. Anything else cooking on the news?
Just an FYI, Avram says that we bow to Janice. How about that?
Okay, all right. Now, how do we get rid of his ass? Okay.
I love it. Well, you know what's in the news, to answer your question. There was an evacuation order that was sent out today in Washington, D.C. And there was apparently a plane circling. And so they evacuated. But as it turns out, they were a little hasty because there was a parachute display prior to a Washington Nationals game that caused the U.S. Capitol Police to mistakenly order the congressional complex to be evacuated. So kind of an embarrassing blunder for them, I'm afraid.
Oh, but really? The Capitol Police had an embarrassing blunder?
Hey, just saying.
Okay.
Yes. Imagine a true threat. What would they do? Don't know.
Oh my gosh! But for all the police that are watching, military personnel or anything, thank you all for your service. For all military, police, all doctors, nurses, as always, you all do a fantastic job. It's always better to be safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying, Janice?
Oh, absolutely.
So, Jerry Castaldo, how you doing, buddy? He opened for me last summer. I did a gig with Jerry up in the Catskills, and it was one of these wonderful places. I don't remember the name of it that I wound up doing it, and I was in front of a swimming pool doing a show. And I think they wanted to see if I can walk on water. And I said, well, I know you all praise me and I appreciate that. But not so much. I don't walk on water. It was one of the most unique shows I've ever done in my life. So it was a lot of fun. Let me see. Anything else cooking with you guys that we should know about? Anything new? Any news?
You know what? Interesting, shameless little plug here. But so last episode we had last week, I talked about the interview that we were gonna have on the on this podcast that I produced, In the Front Row with Mike Vaccaro.
Right.
It was Doug Williams, and man, it was amazing. It was just good to hear the stories he told and everything from back then, and everything he went through and everything, playing at Grambling for Mr. Eddie Robinson and good things like that.
And he was, is Eddie Robinson in the College Football Hall of Fame? He should be, if he's not. I was going to say, okay. What a wonderful individual, and all the pros that he wound up putting out too, that came out from Grambling. It just unbelievable.
Unbelievable career. Just the story, the interview is great. If you want to hear some good sports
stories, give it a plug, man. Give it a plug.
Check out In the Front Row with Mike Vaccaro. It's on YouTube and all your streaming platforms that you listen to your podcast or music from, for sure.
That's awesome. Beautiful, man.
It is.
Yeah.
I would like to say one thing.
Thank you.
About this last weekend, because Basil was kind enough to host my co-host on my show, What's the Story, and my sister, and we came to the show together. And I will tell you that my co-host is a tough call when it comes to jokes, and he said, I'm not very good at, comedians aren't my thing really. He said, but I'll go. And I said, all right, good. Because we wanted to talk about it on our show. And I want you to know, if you listen to my show, you will hear it straight from the horse's mouth. He loved it. He enjoyed it so much.
Did he really? Okay, good.
He did. And he was shocked because he says, I don't like anything. And he really did enjoy it. So he was very happy that you were so gracious to have him there, and so thank you very much for that.
It's actually
jokes about you, but it really was.
Yeah. You crap on me in public in front of tens of thousands of people that are listening and watching, but then all of a sudden, yeah. But in private, for the three of us, yeah. He loved you. He loved you. That's what I'm just saying. It's.
He did. It was good.
No, it was.
And Doug was sorry
nice.
He couldn't make it. He was out of town, so he couldn't make it.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, it was the holiday and everything, so I don't begrudge anyone for that. But it was nice. It was good crowds. It was good crowds, and it was nice to be there. And I want to thank all the people over again at the Laugh Factory that was at the Silver Legacy Casino in Reno, Nevada, and just a lot of fun there for sure.
Oh, and let's not forget what today is. Today's 420. Everybody know what 420 is?
Are you kidding me? I'm stoned out of my mind right now. Of course,
just from being in the state.
In the state.
Casino,
just as soon as you landed days ago,
he's going.
Hey, okay, hey.
Well, I had to mention, it is what it is.
Yeah,
and it's legal, at least in our state. It
is indeed legal, and
recreational as well as medical.
Should be nationwide legally.
Yeah.
Should be legal nationwide.
They've done it here.
And if you all want, and if you feel that you need to smoke weed, may I suggest you go to an eye doctor and make sure he tells everyone that you have glaucoma. And you can smoke all the weed you want, and it's legal, And I'm a huge proponent. If you want to smoke it, I think you should smoke it on. I try to lose weight. So what I've done to get my juices so I can get hungry and not eat, that increases the caloric burn. So what I do is I smoke about 3 or 4 ounces of weed a day, and then purposely not eat. And then what happens is it burns more calories. Right now, I am 74 pounds.
You see JR over there trying really hard not to do anything. He's like, okay, I'm shut up. I'm not going to say anything.
Trying to hold it in.
I always wondered if that would actually work if you smoke weed. And then you're so hungry, if it would burn off calories.
That's so much, though. So much.
Tessie says today is Holy Unction.
It is Holy Unction today. That's right, Tessie. I'm supposed
She's
to.
reminding you, Basil.
Well, I know. I can't go to church, as I said. I can't go. Look, it was Palm Sunday last week. I still have my palms with me that I went when I went to church the other day, just to show that I got. See, I went to church last week and got palms, and I wound up doing that. So yes, Tessie, I know, and I'm going to go and get I get the holy oil put on me tomorrow morning when I go to church. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. So just yeah, it is 420 today, isn't it? And it's just it's lovely, and
it's lovely.
It really is. What else can you say? I mean, it's
it actually does. I mean, it actually does do. It's a versatile plant, and it does great things for a lot of people. And it is a medicine. And I feel like professional athletes, I would rather them, smoke cannabis and instead of getting on pills. I mean,
yeah,
and all that good stuff. I mean, nobody's died from smoking weed ever. So, it's just
no. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I was never a big
conversation. What can you say?
No, I mean, listen, I know the pain that's involved in playing ball, the concussions, the broken fingers, the sprained ankles,
Here's what they should have instead of either of those things. No drugs, no weed, no nothing. This is National Pineapple Upside Down Cake Day, and a pineapple upside down cake solves it for anyone, right? 100%. One of my favorite foods.
I don't know if I would go that far. I have a lot of pain. Yes, have a slice of pineapple upside down cake. Oh, and magically my pain went away.
That's right. That's right. You just don't know.
A little while you're chewing and eating that delicious pineapple upside down cake.
Oh, and what's that sprinkled on it? Cannabis. Oh, even better.
Well, lovely. I didn't say it didn't have anything in it. I just said to have the cake, right? You can put whatever you want in it.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. All right, I think it's lovely to listen. I gotta be honest with you. If you want to smoke weed, I didn't like smoking weed because I don't like that feeling. That was me. I always like to be up, like uppity up and stuff like that, and have give me a bunch of caffeine. I'm your boy, But everyone deals with pain in different ways. I mean, JR, you and I know when we played ball, there was no concussion protocol as there is today, where you go to the blue tent and like now, and they look at you for about 20 minutes to make sure that concussion protocol to us back in the day was, how many fingers do you have? Do I have up? And if you're within one, okay, you just stay out for, a series, right? And that's really about it. That was it. Unless you were like really out. And God knows there was some great hits. I have 2 broken helmets. I think I've already talked to you about this. And, 2 broken helmet concussions, and the other 2 are just, you saw stars going around your head, But if whatever makes you feel good, do it. Like that when it comes to that. That's my opinion. And I agree with you, JR.
Unless it gets addictive and a problem, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
No, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, pills, I'm terrified of ibuprofen. You know what I mean? I'll pop an ibuprofen all day, or if I need to, but pills just terrify me. Don't know.
Yeah, pills can be a little bit crazy. But Janice just told me, expressed to me secretly through the magical use of text that our guest is here. And Janice, because you have the whole bio, please introduce our wonderful guest. I don't
have the whole bio.
You don't have the whole bio. Mother of God, I am so sorry. And I got to be honest with you. It's my favorite title that we have had on for how long? And this is a title I can live with. Why can't we have titles like this all the time, Janice? This is a title that I'm sure. Well, when you started writing the book, I'm sure it was like, well, what's the working title? Hooker Avenue. Perfect. Okay. And then you kept on going and you said, and then I'm sure some guys were going, I like this title too. It's wonderful. Jody, welcome to the show.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing fine. The only thing I really know, and I read your bio earlier, and you're going to have to forgive me, as you can tell by the great set I have in my background. Yeah. I'm at a wonderful hotel room, and I can see you're in a bedroom behind you.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. And I guess this was for research. I'm thinking research for the book. You have a bed in the background. I think that's great. Welcome to the show. Welcome to A Pinch of Basil.
Thanks, Basil. Nice to be here. Nice to see JR and Janice as well.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you and nice to meet you.
So are you originally from New York since you went to Syracuse and,
Yeah, I am. I'm from Poughkeepsie, which is where I live now. Mm-hmm. And lived here, went to Syracuse University, always lived in New York State, except lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan for a while. Which is a part of my life I would like to forget. Not one of my favorite places.
Well, because evidently you might be an Ohio State fan and living in the backyard. You might be in the backyard.
The wind never stops blowing out there.
I know. Stops. I have friends of mine. As a matter of fact, next week I'm going to be performing in Detroit. A lot of friends that went to Michigan and played ball there, and it's a great town. I have a lot of friends there, like I said, but you stayed there for a little bit. You came, and what really amazed me are the workshops that you still work with. How do you? When I write, I have to be dedicated directly to my project that I'm doing, right, and not be Basil, you got to do this. Basil, my wife will tell me, hey, you got to take out the garbage. You got to run here. You got to run. How the hell did you wind up doing that to still meet with your group and all these groups that you do and still keep on writing? How do you find the time?
What happened was during the pandemic, we couldn't, as writers, we couldn't go out and do a lot of programs. Mm-hmm. There were virtual programs. We really couldn't go out and go to the libraries and go to these other places and bookstores because mm-hmm. everything was really shut down. Mm-hmm. So what I decided was, okay, what is the unique skill that I have that most other writers don't have? And basically, I'm an attorney. I've been practicing for over 40 years. And also, I had a specialty in copyrights, trademarks, and patents. So how can I, while my book is getting ready to be released, while I'm stuck in the house, what else can I do to occupy myself? And I decided to come up with a workshop to instruct writers on how to protect their legal rights. It was really something that I'd been thinking about for a while, but finally during the pandemic, I had enough time. And I also had a gap because I finished one book. I finished Hooker Avenue, and I was in the process of outlining the next book called The Empty Kayak. And I wasn't really ready to write, but I'm ready to do a project. And so that's what I did. I came up with the Writers Law School.
How cool is that? So you still have the license to practice in the state of New York. Yeah, do you have any reciprocity in any other state?
I had one in Michigan when I lived out there, but no, and I call it friends and family law. If my son gets caught speeding, or I get caught speeding, or
you actually represent yourself and you don't have a fool for a client. Yeah,
I walk in and the judge goes, Jody, what are you doing here?
It's nice that you know the judge that well.
Yeah, right. I've been around here a long time.
So tell me, how did you come up with, first of all, how did you come up with the idea for the book? How did you come up with the title? Because
I had the title before I had the book.
Okay.
I had the title first. And I had the story percolating because when I was actively practicing law, my law partner and I bought a building. And it was on a street in Poughkeepsie, a fairly nice street. But the problem is it came with one problem. And that was that sex workers used to like to hang out on our front steps because it was across the street from an empty garage. They would pick up their tricks there. They would go over to the garage and have a good time. So we were really having a problem. So we called the police and we said, look, can you please do something about this? Because they were soliciting our clients as they were coming into the building. Gradually, this was 1995, gradually the problem solved itself. Mm-hmm. And in 1998, we learned that a serial killer had been picking up these women outside our office, literally on our doorstep.
Wow.
Taking them back to his house, having sex with them, killing them, and burying them in his house. So
wow.
this was like the story that inspired me, just kind of fell into my lap, literally. So
is this before you go any further, is this garage across the street from you still is it still busy with the
no.
just for research do you happen to have the address? Do you happen to have the address? All right, so that was all right. So you started writing the book on that, and so how did you come up with the actual storyline from there? You just came up with your own imagination and came up with a storyline, more of a storyline?
Well, this is the second book in the sequel in the series called the Queen City Crime Series. And the first book was about another true crime in which I had a relationship, because when I was in high school, I had a really popular history teacher and everybody loved him. Then I go, the years pass, I go off to law school, I come back, open up the Poughkeepsie Journal, and there's his picture on the front page of the paper. He murdered a kid who was trespassing through his yard. So in that situation, I knew the family, I knew the killer, I knew the judge, I knew everybody. So that was the inspiration for the first book, which I wrote, called The Midnight Call. And I created a cast of characters who were involved in this particular situation. My protagonist, Jessie Martin's teacher, commits murder. He calls her in the middle of the night to ask her to come help him. So that sends her life spiraling down the drain. She loses her job. Her life becomes imperiled. A lot of bad things happen to Jessie. So at the end of the first book, which is The Midnight Call, Jessie is starting to get these harassing phone calls from this teacher. She has helped lock him away into a psychiatric center, but he's still able to call her and harass her. So the story opens where Jessie, again, is driving down the street. She's caught in a thunderstorm. She sees something on the side of the road, and it's a woman that she saves in a culvert. And that is where Jessie and all of the other characters get melded into this actual true crime inspired story. And it takes off from there.
Wow. And so a great imagination as well. You took a little bit of information, you created this beautiful masterpiece, so you put it together. Is there a favorite place and or time that when you like coming up with stuff that you want to be alone and you're like, when I read, I want to be alone in my little corner, where I can put my feet up and read or whatever. What's your favorite place and time to actually do something like that, to write?
Well, to write, I write all the time. For me, it's like a regular job. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
This is my office. It's an old bedroom that I converted into my office.
No, you mean no, come on. The bed is just not decor? Okay. All right.
No, this is my office.
Beautiful.
Hey, the bedroom is a bedroom. I got a really nice desk in it, and I've got my original Woodstock poster hanging over my desk.
You got an original Woodstock poster?
I do. Yes, I do. I have original Woodstock poster. Yeah, we knew the guys that were associated with it. So
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Talk about day of 420 today. Okay, that's good. When you wind up writing and you're coming up with this, because for me, I have stick-em notes all over, and I write ideas and names and just crazy names, and I'm almost like, there used to be a commercial for the stick-em pads where there's a little squirrel where the squirrel hid all the nuts. do you do the same thing like that? Because I have my wall is so sticky with that stuff. And I love when I see creative people coming up with that. And I have it on napkins. I might be at a diner and I've written on placemats and I've written notes and stuff like that with spaghetti stains all over from the meat sauce and whatnot. To me, when you write something like that and you come up with such creativity, and Janice hates when I send her stuff to read because she goes, this has, this is sloppy. This is Janice is very hard on me. She really is. You have no idea the hell I go through.
Deserving this.
It's I do that, and as I'm looking over my computer, my laptop, I have all these stickies on that Woodstock poster. Yeah, I do. but I'm an outliner. Being an attorney, I try to be as organized as possible. So I spend a lot of time outlining, and then when I think of a little detail, like in the middle of the night, I'll pop up, get a sticky pad, write it. And it's like, Jerry Seinfeld, he writes his jokes at night and then he wakes up in the morning and he can't read them. I mean, that's what happens to me, I think we're all like that, right?
As soon as I get up, I have to physically get up, walk into the kitchen and have a light on and try to act. I never write when next to my bed because I have no idea. It could be Chinese. I think it's Mandarin, to be quite honest with you. So I'm like, So,
mine looks like spaghetti, it looks like spaghetti.
Tell us a little bit more about the actual school that you have, the writer's school that you have. So, hey, listen, there might be some people who might want to take some of your courses as well.
Well, what it is I try to go to libraries, and a lot of the programming is virtual. So if people want to go to my website, which is Jode, Jode Millman.com, they'll see that I've got a listing of where I'm going to be making the presentations. But what I try to do is, I teach writers about copyright, the difference between copyright, patent, trademark. We talk about the public domain. We talk about and this is an interesting fact. Every year on January 1st is known as Public Domain Day. And what that means is that a new flock of artistic poets and artwork, literature, music, film, all go into the public domain, which means their copyrights expire. This year, anything that was created before 1925 went into the public domain. Now, one of those properties was Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh, there's this group called Statistica. And what they do is they monitor the biggest franchises in the world. For example, Pokemon was the number one franchise last year.
Right.
After that came Hello Kitty. The third was Winnie the Pooh, tied with Mickey Mouse. They both grossed like over $80 billion. And now Winnie the Pooh is free for all. It's an absolute free for all because it's in the public domain. So that means if Basil, you want to write a new Winnie the Pooh book, or you want to take the actual characters that are in that book, you can go ahead and make t-shirts, do whatever you want with them. The copyright expired. So it's
years ago, my first album that came out called Basil Unleashed, we took the original artwork of dogs playing poker done by Cassius Marcellus Coolidge, and they took out one of the dogs and inserted me with a dog collar playing poker with the dogs, and everyone, which I know it sounds like, my God, what kind of breed are you? And I said, I'm a Greek American. I don't know what kind of breed that would be, but nonetheless. So, because I assumed if you were to ask me when that series of paintings was done, I said, man, it was probably in the 50s. Someone was drugged out to come up with that. 1917 was when that series of dogs playing poker. And so open domain, there was nothing holding us back. So we could use the image because it was done 1917. I think you're right. 1925 was anything before that was open. You could do whatever the hell you wanted to.
So Basil,
yes.
I think that JR would like to ask a question.
Were you flipping your pen? I didn't see your pen flip.
He actually texted you, and you didn't see it.
I didn't see the text. I'm sorry. Yeah, we have a signal. We're supposed to do this if we have a question. We're a very technical group, you know.
I can see that.
Sorry, but this was going back to when you're talking about the creative process and the writing process and everything. Which do you enjoy better? Do you enjoy the writing of the book better, or the process of it's out there and people are consuming the book?
You know, that the second part is always really nerve-wracking, you know, because you're waiting for people's reactions, and they could be good reactions, bad reactions. You know, it's like any performance. You don't know how you're going to do. For me, I like the creative process. I like locking myself in, letting my imagination go, and creating these stories that hopefully people will enjoy.
Okay,
you know?
That's interesting, because I believe I asked you the same question a while back, Baze, when you said the same. You said you enjoyed the performance, right?
I enjoy the performance when I'm on stage and I have an idea or a concept, and I'll just take it from there and kind of improvise my way and try to record it. Now, when I'm writing, I'm one of those guys. I'm terrible when I write, because I have to make sure that every sentence is perfect before I can go on to the next sentence. Some people just will and they start typing, and then they'll go back into and I don't know, Jodé, how you do it, but for me, some people just go a mile a minute. I would rather dictate something, have it then written, typed up for me, and then go over it and start making my changes, which is something I'm really thinking about doing, just to dictate everything. But for me, when I write, I want to. It's always easier for me to dictate it because I'm a storyteller.
I would love to dictate it, but I haven't been able to find a program that allows me to accurately dictate it, because I work on a Mac, and I use programs that are compatible with Macs. Yeah. And I even called, it was Dragon. I even called
Dragon.
them.
Yes.
I called them and I said, hey, what's the deal? Is it compatible? They said, well, you could try it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not much we can do,
What a bunch of wonderful technical people. They're just like us with this, doing this.
Thank you.
So since they asked that question, we have one of our Facebook fans that's asking if your books are on Audible. He says, your books sound amazing. This is from David Lopez. Are they on Audible?
The first book is on Audible. The Midnight Call is on Audible. So that's available. The other one just came out yesterday. Hooker Avenue just came out yesterday. Yep. So hopefully we'll be on Audible soon.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
That's wonderful. God. I'm a huge Audible fan. I mean,
me too.
I have so little time to read other than the books that are coming in for us to read. So Audible is a great choice. So.
I find that when I'm writing, Audible works better for me if I want to enjoy somebody else's book, because I don't want to absorb the way that other people write. I don't want to be influenced by them at all. And, when you're listening to Audible, it's theater of the mind.
It's true.
You
are correct. That's a great description. Yeah.
Very true.
It really is. And I do have one more question, if I can interrupt here, Basil. I was reading one of your reviews that said that it's that Hooker Avenue is a satisfying and twisty tale of estranged female friends, one a lawyer and one a cop, who are forced to collaborate when a serial killer menaces their community. And it brought to mind for me, these are characters that you really have to develop. Even if you know people, you're still going to have to develop these characters. And as a publisher, I'm always curious about how a writer develops those characters. Some people write them all down, and have descriptions and, their body size and the whole thing. And other people just let them kind of flow. What's your style?
Well, interestingly, what I try to do is I assign a Zodiac sign to each character.
Wow.
And so then what I do
I've never heard that before.
So I said, okay, that's a good way to create a character for me. And so that way I'm starting out with a basis of who they really are. And I just found a Zodiac book that has exact birthdays. So I can narrow it down to say, okay, Ebony's born on June 4th, and I can look it up, and this is exactly supposedly what she is, which is really kind of cool. But I outline the heck out of my characters. I'm in the process of doing that now. And, that's one of the challenges of having a series. I have to keep my characters consistent. So that's why it's important for me to know who these characters are and to have a consistent backstory. Because Ebony was briefly mentioned in the first book. So I couldn't all of a sudden change her and make her somebody else or something different. I had to carry that over into Hooker Avenue where she's in the spotlight. And that's a challenge, and that's fun. That's part of the fun of it.
And it's really an interesting point because I don't think people understand how important that is or how often writers don't understand how important that is to the reader. When I'm editing books and I see flaws in character, the first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, well, wait a minute, this character would never do that. And I've actually had writers argue with me and say, oh, yes, they would. And I said, well, then you need to fix things because that's not the way this character comes across. So it's, again, it's all part of that process. And I'm always enthralled by the process. So.
No, it's interesting that you do that.
Very interesting.
It's interesting because people will say to me, I can't wait to read more about Jessie. I mean, so many people have like a vested interest in this character.
Right. And
they'll stop me on the street and they'll ask me about her like she's my cousin. How's Jessie doing? How's the baby? It's just like, no, she's not real.
So what is Jessie's zodiac sign?
Jessie, she's a Scorpio.
Okay.
She's a Scorpio. She's very, she's very stable. She's very solid. But then when things get twisted up in her, it totally sends her off the deep end. But she struggles. She struggles to maintain her cool. She definitely does.
I was going to say something else, but I'm going to keep it to myself because I just
you can't do that. No,
because
come on.
No, I better not. I have my own reasons as to why. So what are your plans now for the next book?
Well, the next book, again, I mean, I don't know what's going on with the water we drink in the Hudson Valley, but there are so many bizarre crimes that occur here that I'm going to have books to be able to write for the rest of my life. The next one is called The Empty Kayak. And in true life, there was a gal who took a life insurance policy out in her fiance, took him out into the Hudson River, pulled the plug on his kayak, and he died. I mean, this was a very famous case. She was on 2020. I mean, she's been in all the media. So to me, that was that's a real killer story. But I'm going to make it a mystery as to really what happened to this person. Did he drown? Did he commit suicide? And really, who tried to kill him? Who created the empty kayak, basically?
That must have been one hell of a slow leak to actually put a hole in the kayak and stuff. But so that's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. There's a plug. I'm starting to learn a little bit about kayaks. I've never been in one, but I'm learning about them. And they have these drain holes. They're called scupper holes. Maybe they're like, the size of a quarter. And the question is, if somebody gets caught in a storm, is this hole big enough to create, to let water in and sink the kayak? And so this was a real fight between, in reality, the defense and the prosecution. The defense said, "Oh no, this little hole has nothing to do with the event," and the prosecution had witnesses that said, "Yes, we're going to reconstruct it in the Hudson River and show you that this little hole can sink a kayak."
Wow!
So it's really incredible. Yeah. Doesn't take a lot to sink a kayak in the Hudson River, I can tell you that.
Well, with my balance, I would flip over like that. I'm top heavy, and I just know right off the bat. You've seen Poseidon Adventure. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so it's going to be flipping over that way. So, you see, and I love great stories like that. I really do. To be able to come up with these stories. I'm working on a story right now. That I would love to do. I'm backed up, but I'm putting little notes. And it was based on a show that I saw in the Twilight Zone. And a guy is in his basement and he digs a hole in his basement. He breaks through the cement and digs a hole. And I'll never forget, this was like, I was a little kid. And when he broke the hole and he started digging, and the wife kept screaming, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And he goes, yeah, don't worry, I'm busy at this. Okay, I'm doing my thing. And all of a sudden, you know, his idea was he's going to get his wife to come down. He's going to hit her over the head with the shovel and bury her, right? So what happens is she flips the script a little bit, and he goes, come on down. And he goes, see how I dug the hole? And she picks up the actual shovel and hits him over the head. And he goes down and buries him. When my wife saw this with me, she gave that a standing ovation. Jumped out of bed and literally and I'm like, do you think I can be anywhere as near my wife when she's digging a hole, planting an azalea from where I live? No, I'm a little bit nervous, to be quite honest with you. So I want to do that. I'm always concerned. My wife goes, oh, that's good. Jesus, that's great. I love that. Isn't that a wonderful story? I'm like, no, it's not. And I love the whodunits, you know, and where we live in Wilmington, North Carolina, there's always so much great storylines, and, you know, everything's a love story, you know, that we have here. It has something to do with the sea, a message in the bottle. I think of what Nicholas Sparks, you know, says, you know, and I'm reading this stuff. This is a bunch of crap. Yeah, but my wife seeing me dig a hole, oh, that excites her. You know, so it better be a big one. That's all I'm saying.
So JR, I think you have another question for our guest.
I do. So the books, with the character development and the story, the plots and everything, are they, you think, you're looking to make possibly a TV series out of them or anything like that?
I would love to make a TV series. I mean, Netflix, I'm here.
You
know, I'm here, Hulu. Come and get me. Come and get me.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I think you already have a fan, it sounds like.
No, absolutely.
A few on Facebook as well that I saw. So.
Well, you know, it's episodic. I mean, it really is. Each chapter is a story, you know, and either way, in each chapter, there's a cliffhanger at the end. So it's designed that way, you know, to keep people reading, to keep people turning the page. So I would love it. You know, I mean, that's a dream come true, I think, for any author.
And the thing is, true, you know, you can represent yourself. As far as on a serious note, you can represent yourself, save a ton of money. And there's enough agents out there that have a legal background that will probably love your book and just sit there and go, you know what? We could probably do something. I mean, Rod Sterling was brilliant when he had those shows and those little short stories, you know, and you and I mean, I remember them when I was a kid and I'm watching those things. And I'm like, wow, that always used to make me think. Where can people right now go ahead and get your books? How is there a way for them to get a hold of you as far as seeing your stuff? Is it still the same website that you mentioned earlier?
It is. It's jodemillman.com. And tomorrow I'm doing a Facebook terrific celebration. Tomorrow's National Tea Day. So I'm going to celebrate that in a Facebook Live and a book, and having, you know, a book reveal, a book release party tomorrow on Facebook at 7:00. People can really, if people email me through my website, jodemillman.com, there's contact. They can contact me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm all over the place. The book is on Amazon. Just went on sale yesterday, both the ebook and also the paperback. So, you know, I'm everywhere. And, you know, and it's exciting. It's exciting to be out there talking to people about the book. It really is. It's, you know, it's like having a newborn baby. You know what I mean?
Except this one doesn't burp on you and spill all over and throw up on you.
Exactly,
this is a good
yes.
Well, and it looks like you have quite a few events going on, too, throughout the next few months. I mean, my goodness.
I
You
do.
keep
Yes.
yourself busy there. That's
Going to
amazing.
libraries. Yes. Going to be doing some virtual bookstore events. Going to be, we're not traveling as much anymore because of COVID. Bookstores are doing a lot of virtual events. So I'm doing one in Chicago virtually, one in Rhinebeck, New York. I'm doing libraries up and down the Hudson Valley. So it's really the Bethany Beach. I mean, it's, I don't have the luxury of being on tour, like a comedian,
Yeah, I'm doing my show virtually. You pull the handle, and if you hit 3 basils, you get a lemon. It's something new we're working on right now. Okay, anyway, it's stupid. Anyway, I really would love to see you again. I really would. This has been a lot of fun. You have actually made me laugh, and it's very difficult to do with authors. And to be honest with you, you're just wonderful. I can't wait to have you back on again. Good luck with the book.
Thank you.
And when I come back up there, because I do play the Hudson Valley area, depending, sometimes I'll go into Poughkeepsie. And I'll never forget, I took a flight from LaGuardia to Poughkeepsie, and I'll never do that again.
Really?
No, I don't know why I did that. I'm just an idiot. That's why. It was terrible. But thank you so much for being on the show. You are you're a sweetheart, and good luck with the book. And I love your office. It's a lot like my office.
I was going to say, did you see the Hooker Avenue up there? I did.
Boz Skaggs fell off the wall.
Oh my God! Well,
you're awesome.
And Boz couldn't take it; he just fell off.
He saw the hooker, and evidently, thank you again. Thank you so much for being on the show on A Pinch of Basil, and we'll see you soon. And I would love to have you back. Please come back on the show with us.
I will, and hopefully, I'll see you in Poughkeepsie.
I hope so. I can hardly wait to shoot up there. You'll be my only fan. Okay. I'm huge in Poughkeepsie. Anyway, I will talk to you soon. God bless and have a great new year. Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Oh, what a wonderful guest. That was a lot of fun. And what a great sense of humor.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Great sense of humor. And for the questions many of you have been asking, the book is amazing. What I should have asked her for is an autographed copy.
Oh yeah,
I should have asked her for an autograph. Absolutely.
She's still there with us. She's still there with us. Actually, I think.
Is she? Okay. Make sure you better send me an autographed copy. It's spelled Basile, and just from your favorite hooker, and then just go ahead.
I will do that. That's a promise.
I just search for it on Audible. Whenever it gets on Audible, I'm going to download it for sure. The Midnight Call is there. Whenever it gets there, I'm definitely interested in hearing that book for sure.
Thank you so much again, Jody. God bless.
Take care.
Bye, sweetheart. Bye-bye. Oh, what a wonderful guest. I love guests like that.
Right.
A great sense of humor, explains the book exactly the way, and she just does a great job.
It was perfect. I only had one other question, and it was the leading male role in the book. Whenever the TV series comes out, I hear there's a demand for a 6 foot, 300-pound black man in Hollywood. She just talked to one. Holler at your boy.
Well, and I don't want to typecast you, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a good tan, and I'm going to go ahead and try that. Yeah.
Oh man, that was great. No, I'm seriously. I want to read that book for sure.
And that's the one great thing about this show.
Yeah, reader, and I want to read that book.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's listen. You talk about hookers that and I've seen on a serious note because living in Cleveland and in New York, we've always used to hear stories about. And that's a dangerous job. I mean, listen, we all tease it, but a woman of the night, who's in prostitution are sometimes forced in that because that's the only thing they can do that makes a halfway decent living, and they're either killed by their Johns or they're actually killed by their pimp, who basically is sick and tired of dealing with them because the pimps are making probably about 80% of the money and giving hardly anything, and many of these women are abused. And my heart always goes out to them. There's always a backstory to these women. And I think, my heart just always goes out to them because of that.
It's a backstory to everybody. The homeless, the women of the night or whatever you want to call them. There's a backstory to everybody. Treat everybody like a person. Treat everybody like a being, no matter what they are.
Unless they try to rap, and then I have no.
You just wait for this music to come on. Though I've been seeing. It's rolling them as soon as when I hit that button, it's on, homie.
Hey, Basil.
Yeah.
Hey, Basil. Wait until JR teaches me to rap, and then we do a duet. How about that?
If I hear a duet rap between you and Janice, you are one of the whitest people I know. You're like a paler shade of white, to be honest with you. I just don't see that's happening. But if I hear
Eminem is one of the best rappers ever.
I was going to say, what's it got to do with my skin color?
It doesn't have anything to do with color, baby. It's art.
No.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Quite an artistic gal. You just don't know.
If I hear a rap and it's a duet between you two, I will bet you something. And I'm going to allow. And I know I'm opening up Pandora's box. I'm going to allow the listeners, the viewers, to actually tell me that I got to do something stupid.
Oh, there you go.
And, but it better be good, and it's got to be at least a minute and a half long.
Oh no,
with music.
That's a long time.
That's too long.
Oh, you don't have that confidence. You don't have that confidence. Is that
it's not about confidence. It's about quality. It's about quality.
Oh, mother of God. A minute, 60 seconds.
Sometimes a minute is enough.
Sometimes.
Speaking of
that. George Panta says he's ready to hear the rap now. Jodé Petrakis, y'all have a great night. Thank you, Jodé, for joining us. Jerry Castaldo, thank you, my brother, for joining us. David Lopez, Tessie Simotas. Yeah, now she's upset because she doesn't think she's coming back on the air again after her little comment. David Lopez again. Tessie, you're always welcome back, sweetheart. Let me see. Avram, definitely. And to all the people. Paul Bond, I love you, brother. To all of you who are watching and listening, thank you all so much for being part of the show. Next week, I'll be broadcasting this show live from Detroit City, and I'll be doing my show from there, and I'm excited about it. So I want to tell the audience, thank you so much for being with us. On behalf of myself, J.R. Quitman, Janice, I love you. Janice Hermson, our belle of the ball. Y'all have a wonderful evening. This is Basil out of Las Vegas, Nevada, at the wonderful Tropicana Hotel and Casino. You guys are idiots. I love it.